Look at this list over here. If you are planning to enjoy Season of Discovery playing Warlock, you definitely want to check this list out, because this is all the new skills that we're gonna get. There are even more that Blizzard yet haven't showed us, but still these here are gonna be a core changes to your class. These skills right here will define how you are playing new season, and you may even be able to play a Warlock tank. So let's go and watch and look at them. Let's see how good they are and how you can maybe combine them in the future. So Warlock runes for Season of Discovery, let's go. First of them is a Lake of Fire. Rain of Fire also leaves a Lake of Fire on the ground that increases all fire damage you deal, and your demon pet deals to affected enemies by 40% for 15 seconds. So that's a massive AoE upgrade to your Rain of Fire skill, which will definitely be a very valuable in dungeons and on some bosses as well. Then we're going for Master Channeler. Your drain life is no longer channeled, lasts 15 seconds with a 15 seconds cooldown, costs 100% more mana, and heals you 50% more each time it deals damage. So this is basically makes you way more sustainable, way more solo friendly and solo enabled class. This one gives you a healing ability as a dot that you don't need to channel, even though it costs a bit more mana. Still, this will enable some sorts of solo gameplays and way more survivability in dungeons as well. Then Soul Siphon increases the amount drained by your drain life and drain soul spells by an additional 6% for each of your Warlock Shadow effects, afflicting the target up to maximum of 18% additional effect. So this is definitely for your affliction playstyle. If you do have enough, or at least 3 dots on a target, it's gonna be a massive damage increase and damage boost for you, and for drain life too. So it's gonna be pretty powerful in PvP, I assume, as well. But still, we do see here that Warlock's runes are definitely way more interchangeable and are utilitarian based rather than some of other classes in Season of Discovery, which doesn't make them worse. For my own opinion, it makes them way more interesting, as you're not as limited as with some other classes. And these all are competing for chests slot, and we do have our demonic tactics. Increase the melee and spell critical strike chance of you and your pet by 10%. So this is a huge amount of critical strike chance, and it is for your melee as well, which will probably be very good for your metamorphosis build wherever you can tank as a warlock. Okay, now let's go for legs. Everlasting Affliction. Drain life, drain soul, shadow bolt, shadow cleave, and searing pain, incinerate, and haunt. Refresh the duration of your corruption on the target back to its maximum duration. So this one is definitely more of a quality of life. This here is for you to save more mana, for you to not update your corruptions on targets, which is again way better for AoE scenarios, of course, for affliction warlocks. Then Incinerate. Burn your enemy for 96 to 100 damage and increase all fire damage you deal by 25% for the next 15 seconds. So Incinerate is again one of skills that we are quite used to in retail. And this is just a very good one for destruction. Then we do have Demonic Grace. Surge with Fell Energy, increasing your pets and your own dodge chance by 30% and your chance to critically strike with all attacks by 30%, last 6 seconds. This one will probably be mandatory on your Metamorphosis tank warlocks. Then we do have Demonic Pact. Your pet's critical strikes apply the Demonic Pact effect to your party members for 45 seconds. Demonic Pact increases spell damage and healing by 10% of your spell damage or 13, so there's a flat value, whichever is higher. Does not work on subjugated demons. So this is definitely for a demonology warlock, for them to be even more powerful and useful in groups. And now we're going for gloves talents, and metamorphosis is definitely for sure the biggest one here. Transform into demon, increasing armor by 500%, reducing the chance you will be critically hit by 6%, increasing threat by 100%, increasing mana gain from life tap by again 100%, and transforming the functionality of some of your abilities. Searing pain instant, shadow bolt becomes shadow cleave, melee attack that hits up to 3 enemies but has cooldown. Curse of recklessness also tons now, but gains cooldown, of course, which is, yeah, it's quite, and is now reduced to melee. Demon charge an enemy and stun them for 1 second, and demonic howl forces all nearby enemies to focus attacks on you for 6 seconds. So we do have an AoE aggro as well. And this is definitely one of the most groundbreaking talents for warlocks in a season of discovery, and I think we surely will see many warlocks trying to tank and maybe succeeding in that. Then Shadow Bolt Volley. Your Shadow Bolt now strikes up to 5 targets within a chain distance of 10 yards, but for 20 reduced damage. We don't know if it's percentage or flat value, but still, again, more increases to AoE. A Chaos Bolt sends a bolt of chaotic energy with massive fire damage. Chaos Bolt always hits, cannot be resisted, and its knowledge causes all your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. So Chaos Bolt is yet again one of the spells that we have in later stages of the game and later expansions. We all know how it works, and it's quite interesting here that it causes all your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects as well, which is very good for PvP. Then Haunt on gloves as well. Unleash a ghostly soul on an enemy, dealing 100 to 127 damage, and increasing all shadow damage over time you deal to that target by 20%. When the haunt ends or is dispelled, you will be healed for all the damage it dealt to your target. So here we don't see again fire damage. It's a spell damage over time effect, which is of course an affliction based type of damage. And this is it when it comes to our knowledge of all rune powers for warlocks for Season of Discovery yet that Blizzard shown us. They want us to discover many things in that season, and many other talents and skills and passives that aren't gonna be on these slots in particular. We'll still need to discover in game way after. So this is Warlock. If this gets you hyped, then definitely I hope that Season of Discovery will be quite enjoyable for you. Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, then definitely subscribe to the channel. Have a good day. Goodbye.